Hey everyone, Susie here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, I'm kind of, I guess, reacting to Fastidious's video here. Assassin's Creed characters confirmed? Question, question. This is kind of like a everything we know so far type video. I know he teased in his video about like the new content that he feels like he has a little bit more information about the Assassin's Creed collab. Feels it's gonna be pretty soon. I think it's gonna be pretty soon as well. So I'm really curious to see what he thinks or any information that I haven't already figured out myself yet. So I figured I might as well watch and react to his video with all of you. But I did want to wait a day or two to post this to give his video its due diligence, and I think it's proper etiquette to wait to react to another content creator's video, because it can take away from the original video versus you guys watching it with the reactor instead. So if you are watching this with me and you're not following him, go hit that sub button on his channel. I will link his video below. If you watch this with me, go click his video quick and give it a view. And in the process, support the algorithm. We're all here together, right? But all right, we're gonna skip ahead to like over like 4.5 minutes here because it's just promo code stuff before that, and I'm gonna have a video already out with the promo code and a YouTube short. You guys should already have that anyway.
But is the Assassin's Creed collab coming as part of the event? Absolutely not. The anniversary is going to be The Fallen Flames Scorch the Heavens. And we know it is running from July 13th until likely the very end of July or the very beginning of August. However, could the Assassin's Creed collab be coming in August or soon thereafter? Absolutely. So let me take you through everything I know about the timing and everything we've kind of learned as we've gone. So back in January, the devs reached out to tell me, and I'm sure many other content creators and people in the community that they felt needed to know, that a collab was coming. And they told me it was going to be Assassin's Creed. They said they did not have a timetable, but they had recently told us right at the start of the year, I can't remember, it was the end of December, beginning of January, that they were going to do their first private IP collab. Obviously, they did a collab or crossover with Dracula, but that's a public domain IP. They said they were going to do their first private IP collab, and then they told us towards the end of January it was going to be Assassin's Creed. I think they might have announced something like in the middle of February, maybe the beginning of March, but certainly by March, the news had spread. They had leaked a picture just like this. And then on May 26th, as you can see right above my bald head, they released this teaser video. It's only 15 seconds, so let's watch it now. You can see, I believe that's supposed to be Ezio. Maybe it's Bayek. We're in the desert. That looks like Hotzit's mask. And then we got this door frame, right? With the bird flying across. And there you go. That was the whole teaser. That was the big, crazy teaser that got 18,000 views and all this engagement. If we go to newest, I bet you it's people asking when this is actually happening. Let's see. Sitting around with 120 ancients waiting. Yeah, people are anticipating this for sure. Then, when I was at the in-person New York City meetup, they posted this cool video, which I broke down yesterday. You guys should definitely check that out. I added a lot of extra things they told us during the events, but one thing they shared in this video and then told us about at the event that I have not shared with you guys yet is after the 5 main things coming in the second half of the year, or actually the 5th one was that other collabs were coming. Here's a little teaser. They said 2 collabs are in the works, Assassin's Creed and something else, which would be end of 2026 or beginning of 2027. We'll see how hard those dates are, but another private IP collab is already underway and it's going to be happening. But here we go. They did this like little teaser thing and then all of a sudden it cut to black. And when you know it, we got the same teaser, which again is 15 seconds. So we'll quickly watch it now. There's the mask, the sand and dirt getting blown off her face, and there's the doorway. I couldn't remember if the doorway was in the original teaser. We obviously just watched the original teaser, so yes, it was. It's identical. And that basically was that. And then they ended with this picture. So because this was included in the exclusive preview of upcoming content video, yes, this was not a 3rd anniversary video, but a lot of the in-person event and the exclusive previews were around the 3rd anniversary. I was very curious. does this mean somehow this is tied to the 3rd anniversary? So I asked a couple devs, and they said, no, it is not going to be part of the
Yeah, definitely
anniversary.
not.
However, I had to push the issue. I really wanted to know. And, you know, as the event went on and on and on, and we all got to know each other better, and things got a little looser as we started enjoying the party and all the festivities, I just kept asking, and I was like, when is it? And they said, we promise before the end of the year. And I said, that is many months. That's too vague. You got to give me more. And they said, it's coming before the end of the year. You don't have to wait that long. And I was like, what do you mean I don't have to wait that long? What do you mean the players don't have to wait that long? And they said, okay, it's going to be soon. And I said, what do you mean by soon? And they said, soon, like louder and with emphasis. And then I said, does that mean like in a month or two, like August or September? And they said, soon. So no hard confirmation. So it's not like some official date on the record, but officially on the record, they are saying it is soon with a capital S, capital O, and a capital N. We'll put those letters in case you don't know the word. S-O-O-N. There you go. Soon. It is going to be, in my opinion, no later than October. Guaranteed. This is not going to be an end of the year thing. This is going to be a pre-Thanksgiving thing. My guess, mid-August to mid-September. I think that's going to be the window. I think this is going to come fairly soon after the anniversary festivities wrap up. If we look at the new release of Black Flag, they're redoing that Assassin's Creed game. We can go here. It's going to be July 9th. So that's going to be in 9 or 10 days. This would line up really nicely. You don't want to have the collab coming weeks and weeks or months and months after the big new release that the IP we're crossing over with is releasing, right? So I don't think it's going to be July 9th, but I don't think they're going to want to wait till, November 9th. I think October would even be waiting a long time. And when we're hearing soon, I really think it's going to be like mid-August would be my guess, no later than mid-September. If you think back to last year, the Neja and Erlang Shen event came in mid-August. And that people at the time were like, that's pretty soon after the 2nd anniversary, right? They still did it. And they like to run events sometimes month after month after month. So I totally think they could do something similar to what they did with Neja and Erlang Shen, but it will be the big Assassin's Creed event. Another thing to think about, there's no way the Assassin's Creed event is going to be Thanksgiving because it's too late and because there's going to be other stuff happening then. And there's no way it's going to be in October with Halloween. That's at least in my opinion, but I think it's so unlikely.
October.
I really think it's going to be sooner rather than later. The devs have made it clear it is soon. So there you have it. What games are we collabing with though specifically? I want to give a huge shout out to one of you guys, a viewer, a player, Mr. Godmaker. Here is a screenshot from the original conversation I had with Godmaker a while ago, and then we talked again yesterday, and I made sure I had his permission to share all of this. But he did a little detective work, and he did a little sleuthing. And he was looking at this teaser image, the same one we're showing at the end of this video here in the teaser from
those
the
images.
promo this past weekend at the New York City meetup, the exclusive preview, and obviously the same one over here. And you can see it hints at and shares actually a lot of things. There's pyramids in the background with the Sphinx. There's this kind of interesting looking temple that almost looks like a Japanese inspired kind of thing. There's this over here, which almost looks like Grecian or something, right? If we go here to what Godmaker sent, he's saying he was able to find the original source image for everything. This is not like a Watcher of Realms interpretation of these things. These are the direct assets from Assassin's Creed. So yes, Assassin's Creed Origins, this is something related to, Egypt and probably the Middle East as well. Those games with like, certainly with Egypt, it's got to be like Bayek, right? But then there's also not Bossum, or maybe Bossum's involved with Origins, but there's that other guy too, the really OG guy. I'm not an Assassin's Creed guy. You'll have to tell me the names. The Odyssey. This was the one where we got Cassandra, right? And then Valhalla. We had the 2 versions. This was like the Norse one. So this is not like a Japanese inspired like it looked to me because we were able to source it. Godmaker was able to figure it out. I said, did you source that yourself? He said, yes, just Googled Assassin's Creed images. And look, they match up perfectly. Let's blow that image up so you can see even more clearly. From Origins, it's identical, even with the banners flowing here in the middle. Everything matches, even with the second pyramid there. Everything matches. So for sure, part of the collab is going to be with Assassin's Creed Origins. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, to a T. The glow on this building on top of the hill. It's perfect. The Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. I should have clocked that and known. It's harder to see here, but I should have known it wasn't this Japanese thing. And then Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? The Greek one. You can see it's the same building here on the cliff. It is identical. Everything, even the shrubbery in front. So huge shout out to Godmaker, but what does this mean in terms of characters? Which heroes are going to be arriving in the game from Assassin's Creed? So with Assassin's Creed Origins, this took place in Egypt, and the main guy was the Medjay, who of course is Bayek. Right?
Okay.
Bayek for me is my favorite character. When they did the raid collab, he was my favorite I picked up. He was also the strongest. He is so cool. Was that Bayek walking the desert?
Oh,
No, Ezio.
yeah,
No, I think it was
maybe.
Ezio, but it could have been. They all wear similar kind of cloaks. But
That's very
Bayek, this
true.
hard confirms he is going to be a part of the collab. And through the amazing detective work of Mr. Godmaker, it's for sure, like for sure. Assassin's Creed Origin, Bayek is the main character. He is coming. He is going to be a part of this collab. Now to Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
That's
This is a bit
Cassandra
different, right? Because there are
and
multiple
Alexios.
main playable characters in this game. If we go down here, you can see you had the choice between Alexios or Cassandra.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty likely we're going to be getting Cassandra. Could it be both? Maybe. But is
Alexios
Cassandra
was
a
like an
woman?
epic.
Yes. And does that lend nicely to everything they're trying to do in Launcher of Realms with a lot of character assets? Absolutely. Could be either. For sure, we're getting
In the
one
reverse
of them. Could be both.
1999 collab.
My money would be on at least Cassandra, maybe both. But certainly, I think Cassandra is the bare minimum from this game. Finally, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There is a main character in this game. Let's pull it up right now. Let's go
Ooh, I
to
love
gameplay.
that
He is known
vibe.
as Ivor, and Ivor can be in two forms. He can be
Ooh.
either male or she can be female. Now, if I show you
Oh,
Ivor male, it's this badass guy here. He does look great.
very
This would be a great male
Ragnar
character to
Lothbrok.
bring into the game. But actually, you can see side by side here, this is the female version. With female Ivor, she kind of looks like a next level version of Estrid. I think hard guarantee one of these two guys are going to be making an appearance. Who knows? Maybe it's
Yeah.
a form shifting one, and if you deploy him on melee, it's the male version, and platform, it's the female, or there's one thing you can
That's
trigger or whatever. But for
cool.
sure, one of the versions of Ivor, if not somehow both, are coming to the game as part of the collab. So to wrap up, we've got that new promo code. Definitely go use it and get your crazy 476 diamonds worth of rewards. That's in the description. Make sure to join the Discord. A big thank you to Godmaker. And in terms of everything you need to know about Assassin's Creed, very likely the collab is going to be happening mid-August or mid-September, maybe later, but unlikely much later than that. Very unlikely that it will be kicking off any later than October. And it's confirmed we're getting characters from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, from Assassin's Creed Origins, and from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'll also tell you, with Black Flag coming out and Edward being a fan favorite, there's no
Oh.
way we're not going to get Edward Kenway in some way. And I will also tell you, with Assassin's Creed 2 being their most famous game, and with the main character, the protagonist from that game, Ezio Auditore da Firenze, being the most recognizable character ever from Assassin's Creed, for sure Ezio's going to come.
So Medjay from the Egypt one, Ezio, Cassandra, the male and or female version from Valhalla, Edward, like he's saying, that does leave like a sixth person. Could be Alexios if they did two. In reverse 1999, they did Alexios as a free character. It'd be funny if we did the same, but very possible Alexios could be like the free hero, like how they did Vlad Dracula. You know, you never know. But yeah, that definitely leaves like 6 characters, like what was teased in some mock-up image that was shared right after they announced it. There was like this official game teaser from China or some version or something that they were trying to say was real, but it was just AI. It was not actually real. I think someone just put in the characters they thought it would be, maybe from like looking at Raid's version of them or something. But they haven't really showed anything, or they probably haven't even made those graphics. Oh, maybe by now, if it's somewhat soon. But I bet at the time those graphics were not even created yet. Because my personal discussions with the staff, when I asked some questions, it was very clear that they didn't know yet. And there's just some details like they couldn't share because they literally weren't figured out yet. Just when they start planning the collab, there might be a timeline, or they might confirm the IP, but they might still be figuring out exactly which heroes they want, and when, and how, in the details overall. It doesn't mean it's all figured out by the time they give you the teaser. So lots of interesting perspective there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think it's those 6 characters? I think that makes sense. Did I say? Oh yeah, did I forget the about? What's the Medjay guy was the what's his name? I forgot his name already. His name wasn't Medjay, but yeah. Anyway, good video. Go and click a view for Fastidious and the link for the OP video in the description of the pinned comment. And let me know in my video what you guys think. And I will see you in the next one.